Something
There you go, everyone. He's driving in flip-flops.
Driving manual flip-flops. Before I left,
leave your comments. There you go. There's proof.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we are out driving the 2023 Acura Integra. Now I know a lot of you have been asking for this car for a really long time. Sometimes it's just the way that our press vehicles work. We're not the first up to get cars. It's just a lot of things sort of have to mesh up for us to get into these vehicles. But I actually have driven this car when the Topher had it. I just didn't have time to actually shoot a review. So I'm really excited to actually share it with you all because I'm a pretty big fan of the Integra. Not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of the Civic as well. It was the Daily Motor Car of the Year back in 2000, I think that was for the 2021 year. And this is just a fancy Civic Si. It's got the 200 horsepower, 1.5 liter motor. This is the top level trim at about $37,000, getting us the manual transmission, which is pretty enjoyable to drive around. I think it looks great as well. It's a really great daily driver car solution, especially now that the Volkswagen GTI isn't that fun to actually own and use on a daily basis. So without any further ado, let's get in. It's based on that Civic hatchback design, so you got this lift back and a good amount of space here, but I should note that if you're gonna be lifting things out of here, it's a tough lift. If you're a shorter sort of individual, maybe getting a 40-pound bag of dog food or a stroller or something out of here, that's a lot of coverage area to clear there. You do have some storage underneath. I bet you if you really did it right, you could get a spare tire in there. Took this portion out as well. A little bit of cargo storage right there. I like that, having a net. And then this is equipped with the ELS Studio 3D sound system. So you see the subwoofer there. I will absolutely be doing a review on that over on DM Sounds, so check the link in the description. Hopefully they're all up. We see some other speakers there as well. And a little preview of that red leather interior. Let's flatten the seat down. Look at that. Don't even have to adjust the driver's seat, and you've got a very usable trunk area. I like that. And what is that? Even metal tie-down hooks. Yeah, practicality from the Integra. Easy enough to close that. Like those rear lights. Let's take a look at the fuel door real fast. How do you pop open? Oh, the car just had to be unlocked. There we go. Easy enough. Capless fuel filler, I like that. That is important to me. 87 minimum. Now 91 recommended, but what I like about that is if you're just gonna be cruising, going down the highway or something, taking a road trip, you can put 87 in this car. Just don't run it too hard. And then when it's time to go ring it out, when you get to your destination, that's when you've got a tank full of premium in there. So pretty clever. Ooh, no proxy key on the rear doors. So not a super luxurious thing there. Get into the back. Again, we see that flips down seat. Back up. And in we go. Again, that seat right there is set for about a 5'10" driver. Closing the door, you can see I've got a good amount of room. Ooh, but my head is touching with the camera hat on. So I don't think I could get super comfortable and just sort of hang out back here. Is that the case with the normal Civic? I don't remember that being true. Put down armrest, hard cup holders there. Man, I really like the color of this leather though. That's fun. 2 USB-A ports, only one map pocket in the back seats, and only manual up and down windows. So again, not a super luxurious experience here, but again, at $37,000 fully equipped, I don't know, it's kind of that weird in-between of like, should you really be expecting Audi and Mercedes style features at that price point? I don't necessarily think so. Take a look under the hood at that 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. If I remember correctly, not quite as much character out of this engine as something like the GR Corolla's Turbo 3. If I can figure out how to pop this open. Where am I? There we go. There it is. Not a whole lot going on. Pretty easy to get to. Good old Honda engineering. And some sound ending in there. That's going to be important for the Acura elements of this car. Kick plate there, a lot of A-Spec badging. In fact, 1, 2, 3 A-Spec badges right away. Fun little Acura noise. 8-way power driver seat. That is important. Is it? Okay, good. It's power over on the passenger as well. Our manual transmission shifter. I like the layout and the design of that shift boot and the lever and the knob and everything. That looks good. All of this is very Honda Civic-y. Identical steering wheel, identical climate controls. I think the infotainment system should work a little differently, but the layout is certainly similar. Manual steering column. It's okay at this price point. You have 2 levels of driver adjustment. I'm kind of thinking with this car, okay, if Alyssa, my wife, were to own this as her daily driver, what would it be like for me to get in and drive it? Because you know I'd be wanting to do that. Oh, you know what? This is actually just straight up the Honda infotainment system. That's, I expected a little bit more. I thought it was different in this car. Huh. Oh, that's very simple looking. USB-C port up here, but that's only for power. If you want data, you got to go with your USB-A. Do we even have navigation? Map. Ooh, we do not. All right, so if you were considering this or a Honda Accord, if having a good navigation is important to you, you'd want to go with the Accord. I mean, obviously you can use CarPlay and Android Auto, but some people like having native navigation built in. We have a sunroof. Let's pop that open. And away we go. Very light clutch. Pretty easy shifter too. Honda always does great shifters. I'm saying Honda because really that's who makes this car. I know Acura's got their hands on it, but a lot of those core elements are going to be Honda. Nice head-up display in front of me, giving me the speed, also letting me know my cruise control is engaged, so we're going to disable that. That is an interesting Ranger. I like that blinker sound. That's one thing I really don't like about these Honda 1.5 liters is the rev hang. Takes a minute after getting out of the GR Supra that I was just in with the 6-speed manual, having to learn to let the clutch in for a while, let those revs come down before I shift. Car got delivered, and then within the half hour it was sitting there, bird managed to poop right on the windshield. Got a good smear going there. Active rev matching going on. I like that. I'm trying not to drive this thing too aggressive to start. Just kind of casual drive it, but the sound of the car, it wants to go. It's got a good amount of torque coming online. Oh, that's loose. Okay. So it sounds like it might have a little bit of rotor warp. Oh, I love that. What an easy car to drive. A few different drive modes. We're going to go up into Sport. Get our traction stability control out of here. exactly a thrilling experience getting up closer to the limit. There's a bit of a vagueness. I'll have to kind of explore that. It makes for really nice daily driving, but how good is that for sporty driving? It'll be something to suss out throughout the week. I like how quick the power comes on though. Not much turbo lag. Let's hit this bump at 35. Slow even. The ride is good. It's certainly not harsh. I'm a little low energy today. I was actually up in the middle of the night with a bloody nose. I don't get bloody noses that frequently, but usually when I do, they stop real quick, and this one just kept going and going and going. So I was up for a while dealing with that overnight, and just kind of been off this whole Monday morning. Let's get down into comfort mode. I want to see if it makes as much fake noise in comfort mode. No, it doesn't. So you hear that as compared to in sport. It's subtle, but in sport it makes a lot less fake noise, or more fake noise, up at higher revs. I wonder if you can adjust that in individual. Let's find out. Doesn't seem like it. Alright, initial impressions. It's been a little while since I've driven this car, and it's one of the ones that I'm actually looking forward to spending time with this week, because I feel like my impressions are going to be molded by the daily driving experience. Certain cars you can get in and you know pretty much everything you're going to say about it right away. I don't think that's the case for this car. I really got to suss out how much do the luxury elements make or break the car. How much does the driving experience make or break the car? I think there's going to be a lot to report back on. So stay tuned. We'll be back at you after a week.
Wrapping up our week with the 2011 Ford Flex SEL. We've been driving this for a few days, and it's been, no, I'm just kidding. We're in the car that's being blocked by the Ford Flex SEL, the 23 Acura Integra. I've been spending the last few days with this, and boy, is it nice to be driving a car with a proper 6-speed. I've enjoyed this a lot much more than I thought I would.
Yeah, this is just a good car. Which,
yeah.
So is the Civic. So it's
that's
like,
true.
You know,
that's what
the whole Acura Integra's life is just going to be like in the background in the shadows, like Top Gear spare car style, like the Civic is there.
The backup. This is the backup car.
No, this is the primary car, but then
the Civic is the backup car.
Although it's, I mean, I'm just mean like they're both so good.
Yeah.
And like you came to me earlier this week and you're like, I love this and everything. I'm like, yeah, but would you spend $10,000 over a Civic Si? And then you were like, that's tough.
It is tough.
But I like this a lot.
Yeah, let's go drive.
You do have to relearn how to drive manual with this car, though.
Why is that?
You can't apply any throttle before entirely releasing the clutch.
What are you talking about?
If you do, it blips the gear revs too much. That is new.
That happened to me.
I think that might be an error. That might be an issue.
Okay, that makes a noise.
Yes,
this does this while you drive.
Yep.
And this rattles. It goes, you can hear it.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are a couple of rattles in here, but it's okay because we have an ELS Studio 3D sound system. I don't know what that is.
That's like broken car.
I wasn't driving it hard, so.
Didn't happen to me, Joe/Lynn.
It doesn't affect anything, it just makes noise. It doesn't affect how the...
Yeah, but if that's for your car, wouldn't you be bringing it into the dealer to get that?
Yes,
inspected?
I would.
Yes.
Okay, anyways. Let's move this up so you all can see the cluster.
You're driving in comfort mode.
Of course. You can steer this boy with your pinky in comfort mode.
I love the red. This was smart for Acura to do this. In fact, I love the entire interior.
The interior in this car is nice when it's not rattling. But is it nice enough to spend $10,000 over a Civic Si?
I think Acura did this pretty well because I don't think their buyers are actually going to overlap too much. I think it's a little bit like Chevy and GMC at this point.
Okay.
Because there are certain people who would buy a Silverado and couldn't care less about the GMC, and there are some people who would only buy a GMC and would never be caught dead in a Silverado. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Because like they kind of have different images, you know? And yes, you technically could spend more on a Civic than a base Integra, but I just think the people who are going to buy an Acura are often they're going to get an Acura. They wouldn't even consider the Civic, even though they're such a similar car.
What I like about this car is that it's a little bit more unique over the Civic.
Yes.
And you see Civics everywhere, and I'm not saying that's a problem, but I feel special driving this Integra around in the way that you have different little appointments in here, and it's got the red interior, and it's got the really good ELS sound system, and there are things in here you touch that are Civic. I mean, this infotainment screen is pulled straight from the Civic.
This is Civic, this is Civic, this is Civic,
but
this is Civic.
You know, like that Jeremy Clarkson meme where it's like, this is brilliant.
Yes.
But I like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I feel about this car. The Civic is great, and this is essentially a Civic, and I like this. Also, what are you talking about not giving it gas when you take off?
No,
Did I not give it gas when I took off?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in something like your Cayman, for example, you can hand off the clutch and the gas pedal at the same time. You can start applying gas while you're releasing the clutch.
Sure.
Like a perfect little handoff there. This car, you can't do that.
Is it because it doesn't have any torque?
I think it's because the engine's so light that it revs up too fast. And because it doesn't have any torque. Admit, it's difficult to drive this manual smooth.
I also wish it had like 50 more horsepower.
Well, Type S is coming for you, but that's going to cost $50,000.
I know. Well, yeah, the Type S is going to have like 300. So it's going to have over 100 more horsepower than this. That'll be great.
Yeah, really, you just want this with a tune.
You just have it tuned, mate. Rev matching system works pretty good, though it won't rev match all of the time. Like if you're coming into a corner, allegedly, in third gear and you really want to get the max revs and downshift in a second, it won't do that for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just a joy to drive around.
It is a lot of fun. The shifter's nice. The little tiny shift knob is nice.
Rotors are a bit warped.
I don't think I did that either.
No, you didn't. I was doing that when I first got it.
Handle's really nice.
It trades off some fun for interior appointments. Put it this way. This car was impressive to someone like Alyssa, and I think probably Emily as well inside.
Yeah, she likes
Like, it's
it.
a nice place to be. No one gets in a Civic and is like, yeah, like this is, they're like, this is good for what it is.
Yeah.
The Integra just feels good. Like if you're a fancy boy who wants to have a small car, this is a great choice, especially with the sound system.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with this ELS. I didn't think it'd be as good as it is for something this size in this segment. It works really well.
Think of it this way. I think it's better to think of this car as a small TLX than it is to think of it as
A Civic in a
Si.
tuxedo.
Yeah. Because as fun as this isn't nearly as fun as something like an end product from Hyundai.
Oh no. Well, I don't think it's not trying to be that.
Right, I'm saying that. I don't want people to hear Integra and think, oh, like this is
Well,
going to be a real
Yeah,
sports
well,
movie.
everyone on social media ruined this car because all the people that will never even be able to afford a car, or people that are 12, were all like, oh, it should have been like the RSX Type S, and it should have been supposed to be a two-door. You know that was faked, right? That picture of the spy cam shot of the new Integra was fake. It was a render.
Yeah.
And everyone thought it was real. So then when the actual car came out, and it is what an Integra has always been, is just us and Civic,
Yes.
everyone was like, oh, it shouldn't have been that way. Anyways.
I appreciate that when this is too hot, you can do this.
Yeah, that is nice, having a little bit of leather on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the screen's rattling.
You'd have to stick something in it.
You know, what I would do is I would take it to the dealer and I'd say, that's rattling, that's making a noise, and that's rattling, fix it.
And then
And then they would say,
Nothing.
of course, sir.
Yeah.
Let's give you a what loaner car would you get from
TLX.
Acura? A TLX.
Or an RDX.
It's true.
The RDX is quite good. Acura builds good stuff. Like that should be their motto. We build good stuff.
That can be my thumbnail text. Good stuff.
Maybe A-Spec stands for American Spec.
Maybe.
Definitely.
There you
not
go, everyone.
Acura
He's
Spec.
driving in flip-flops.
Driving manual flip-flops. Before I left,
Leave your comments. There you go. There's proof.
Before I left the house today, I double checked on Google. I'm like, is it legal to drive in flip-flops? And I said, yes. All 50 states, it's actually legal to drive in sandals and flip-flops. I was like,
Oh my god.
get boned, commenters. I actually put quite a few miles on this car as well.
Did you?
Such good fuel economy. Can we tell the viewers what you
Oh
got
yes.
on your highway fuel
So,
economy test?
EPA rates this. Okay.
This is
all
what
right.
you did to
Yeah,
me in
I
America.
know. Make sure you're in sport mode and everything else. Okay.
Wait.
Traction control off, so you can go.
Will it fully go off? Or is this it?
I think that's it. Sorry.
Oh, it's a bit much there. Too much wheel spin.
Oh, you're trying to actually get a launch. I thought you were just trying to be obtuse. Pretty good.
Pretty good, he says.
That's about as good as I could do. Or worse. Or I would do worse, I mean.
I hit raffle better in second.
I had to reshoot a part of my winding road video in this car because I was bouncing off the limiter. Because I was bouncing
It's a
off the
bit
limiter.
low.
I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what were you saying?
So anyways, we run highway fuel economy tests
Oh,
in
yes.
pretty much every car that we test, unless we've already tested it, or
We're busy.
yeah.
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah. So anyways, EPA rates this car at 36 mpg on the highway, and I was able to manage 43,
Yeah.
which is wild, especially when you consider that Charlie got 38 in the Civic Si. However, he tested it in the middle of winter. So, when you consider that, they're probably about even.
It's also possible the gearing is a little more relaxed in this car, so it might
That's
sit
true.
at lower revs at highway speeds.
You're spoiling my average fuel economy.
Oh no. Yeah, that's a great idea, Cruz.
Can we take this out of loud mode, please?
No, I need it for oversteer.
No.
How else am I going to drive sporty without being in sport mode? Oh, you've put me in. Notice how early I have to slow down because this track's going about 20.
It's a Buick Encore.
Oh.
I'm an
It's just
expert on
fancy
those.
tracks.
Yeah, right. Ooh. I don't think it liked that.
I don't get that either. Still going to catch this Buick Encore.
These tires aren't super grippy.
No.
No, he's stopping.
Savage
Jack
back there.
Yeah. I feel bad for the old lady that you're probably scaring that's in that car.
She can barely see over the wheels. This car, they really nailed the dual personality of people who want something that they can just relax daily drive in and then go have some fun. It's a relaxing car first, fun car second.
Yeah.
That's not to say it doesn't do fun well. I do feel like I'd have to consider a Mazda 3 Turbo.
Or a Volkswagen Jetta.
Because the Jetta's not. You mean a GLI?
Yes.
That's not very nice inside, though. The Mazda's quite nice inside.
Oh, I mean, I would have this, though. I'm just saying you could consider a Volkswagen Jetta.
But that's more of a Civic Si competitor. I don't think people.
Couldn't you get a Jetta, like a Jetta with leather in it and a manual still?
Yeah, but that's not nearly.
It's the same size. It's a 6-speed manual.
I just think this is a class above that. I think there's the Mazda in this,
Okay.
and then there's the Civic and the Jetta.
So the
a notch
Jetta.
below,
So the
in terms of niceness.
you think the Mazda wouldn't compete with the lower trim cars?
No, it's so nice inside.
Mm.
Plus, it's like 36 grand, isn't it? Isn't a Mazda turbo?
There's no. You can't get a turbo manual.
That's right. We talked about this.
Yes, we did talk about it. Okay. Anyways, I'm a big fan of the Integra, and I'm gonna enjoy spending another day driving it. Because we are recording this on a Saturday. Usually we record on Mondays.
That's true.
Because Charlie is going to a island.
Yeah.
to drive the new Toyota Grand Highlander.
Speed bump test?
Oh God, it's gonna hit the... Oh, only one slight worrying noise, not 4.
Better than, oh, it's gone.
You've mended it.
Maybe. That's
Maybe.
a different noise.
Yeah, I don't know. I have been very easy on this car.
Oh,
so.
I'm sure.
I have been, genuinely. I didn't drive it as hard as you just did in that little 5 minutes.
Well,
should I be driving it?
I was going to say, clearly that's what it wants.
That's what it wants, okay.
I am a bit sad that I have to go back into the Nissan Aria. Oh, this might have been on that the whole time. Have fun editing that.
Thank you. I might just remove your audio because once we're in the car, because mine will catch all of it.
Yeah. It is a bit.
Do you like that?
Couldn't bother. There's a bit much with all the A-Spec badging in here.
Yeah, they've kind of taken the BMW approach to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the door sill, it's on the floor mat, it's on the steering wheel, it's on those sides over there, and it's on the back.
Is it on the gauge cluster?
I don't think so.
What are you going to go?
Oh no, it's not on. Oh yeah, no, it is on the back. It's right there. Sorry, what am I
on for this car?
A-Spec on. Civic in a tuxedo on.
I thought you said we shouldn't consider it that.
No, you said that.
Oh, you think we should?
Hatchback on.
It's
No, I got one. All right, everyone. Well, that's going to wrap up our drive and review.
I know it got a little chaotic there at the end, but I really like this car.
I really like this car a lot too, and I'm looking forward to driving it for another day. This is one of those few cars that I've actually, while I've been driving around, thinking I could see myself having one of these. And that doesn't happen often. I know I bring it up in our reviews when it does happen, but I have honestly thought if my world were to turn upside down and I needed to buy a car, this would be a really good option.
Yeah. This was the North American Car of the Year for last year.
Really? I believe it. Yeah.
Acura didn't even expect to win. They were like, we won the year before with the Honda and stuff. It's okay, and so they didn't even really push it.
Yeah.
And then when they made finalists, they were like, oh crap.
Yeah.
And then they won.
Okay.
That's how good it is.
Cool. All right. Well, anything else you got to say? Time to end?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think this is a Paris and Nicole car.
I think so. Being an Acura.
Yeah.
Acura would
All
appreciate
right,
it.
everyone. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. We're Paris and Nicole from Daily Motor, and as always, 6MT on.
Yeah. Oh, and red interior.
Red interior on.